everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is Kate Kinne. I'm a registered dietitian with Kinne Fitness. And this month we're focused on stress awareness. And as a registered dietitian, I would easily say that one of the things that stresses my clients out the most when they're trying to eat healthy, when they're trying to lose weight or increase their improve their lab values is the stress management surrounding mealtime and what to make, what's healthy, and how do I make it happen during a busy week. So what I thought I would do today is show you my most stress-free, delicious meal that we use all the time in my house with a couple of other tips that you might find useful. So we are going to do slow cooker tacos. Really, really easy, but I love the slow cooker and I encourage a lot of my clients to use the slow cooker much more often. Even when it's not the middle of winter, the slow cooker is such a handy tool. You can cook something all day long. You can do it on the weekend. If you've got a nice size slow cooker, you can do big batches of things and then just you can eat them right away or you can cool them down and save it for another time. So Instant Pot, very similar. Though that I find that I like the slow cooker better because I have more time in the morning when I'm getting lunches together for the kids or making breakfast. I can throw things in the pot and then just let it cook all day. And then at the end of the day, when we're rushing home from work, when we're running out here and there, and everybody's hungry, it's just ready to go. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So we're going to do these tacos. I have got here, we are pretending that this is my crock pot. I wanted to use a clear dish so that you can see what I'm doing. So all I've got in here is a couple of pounds worth of chicken breast. All I did was open the package and put them right in here. So I haven't done anything else with it yet. For this, sorry, coming off of a cold. For this recipe, we need to make up a seasoning blend, which is really easy to do. I would say if you really, really want a shortcut, you could buy some taco seasoning or something and sprinkle it right on here. I prefer to make my own, and I'm going to go through one batch for you that would work for this 2 pounds of chicken meat, boneless, skinless chicken breast. But when I do this, usually I would maybe double, quadruple the recipe for the spices, and then I keep old spice jars. So I'm going to do up a batch. I'm going to put it in here. So the next, 3-4 times that I make this recipe, I've already got the seasoning blend ready, and I keep it right in my spice cabinet. So doing something like this, which literally takes 2 minutes, can save you a lot of time later. So for this particular recipe, I'm going to do the main ingredient here is cumin, as you probably know if you ever make tacos. That's the main ingredient in the taco seasoning. So I'm going to do about half a tablespoon here of cumin. And then I'm going to use half a teaspoon for the other spices. Chili powder is the other common ingredient you'll find in a taco seasoning. So we've got half a tablespoon of cumin. I'm doing half a teaspoon of chili powder. Now the rest of this, I can say you can customize however you want. Garlic powder, onion powder, required, in my opinion, for a taco seasoning. So I'm going to do half a teaspoon of all of those. Here's my garlic powder. My onion powder is just about gone. I don't know if I'm going to get enough. I have another bottle here. I'm going to be a little short, but actually, that's probably about perfect. Save those empty spice jars. You can label it for something like that. You mix up a spice later, double it, put it in there. I always save those so that I can make my own blends. All right, so I've got those four. I've got the cumin, the chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano. I really like in my taco seasoning as well. So I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of that. You can do black pepper. You can do cayenne pepper if you want a little kick. I tend to lay off that one just because my kids, although they're getting better about that. So I probably could do a little bit of ground red pepper. But you can see I did more of the cumin, and then I'm doing equal parts of everything else. Black pepper, cayenne pepper, whatever other flavor you would like in there. And then a little bit of salt. I'm probably going to go with about a half a teaspoon of salt here. In my opinion, salt is overdone, especially when you're doing a lot of other really great flavors with herbs and spices. So a little bit of saltiness is good. You can always add more salt later if you need to. It's impossible to take it away. So one of the benefits of doing your own spice mixes is you can totally change the sodium content of it by being a little bit more restrictive. And then you can always, like I said, add that salt later. Okay, so I've got my blend, my spice blend here. Again, I've got a little bit in the bottom of this that you can see, but I didn't have enough to do a full recipe. So now I've got my protein, my chicken in here, and I'm just gonna sprinkle this and cover the chicken breasts. And I'm also gonna flip them over then with a fork and do the other side too. So you're basically kind of like putting a rub. I did not put this in the bowl on the video because I hate touching raw meat, so I look ridiculous. Also, why I'm using a fork to do this, but you can just flip it right over. Put this, all the seasoning on there, use all of that. I could have done more on the other side, but it's fairly spread out, fairly well coated. Now remember, we are pretending that this is in my crock pot. The next and last step is to take some salsa. This is a double jar of salsa, so for this I'd probably use a quarter to a third of the salsa, just enough. And in the crock pot, in the slow cooker, I put it just around the edge. So this is going to give it a little bit of liquid, a little bit more flavor, and I just kind of do that right around the outside. Yeah, I'd say I used about a third of this. When I'm using the smaller, I think 16-ounce jars, I would use a half to maybe a little bit more, 3/4 of that jar for about this much meat. If this was my crock pot, I would now put on the lid and I would put it on low, and that is all. It's so, so easy, and it's really, really good. It's everybody in my house loves this recipe. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to set this aside. The reason I didn't do that in my crock pot, one, so you could see it, but the other reason is that I actually made this today already and have my crock pot right here. And in my crock pot, instead of the chicken breast, I did it with a 2-pound pork tenderloin. Unseasoned, I buy it at Costco. It comes in a 2-pack. You can get it at any grocery store, but I recommend getting one that is unseasoned, unflavored, just a pork tenderloin. It's about yay big, 2 pounds also, ish. And then, the meat, it works exactly the same way. When it's done cooking, smells delicious. So I had it on low for several hours. And then I have this really handy tool that I love for like shredding raw meat. So I just come in, or you could use 2 forks and pull it apart, and you get shredded chicken or you get shredded pork so, so easily. So you've got really great meat for tacos. I'm gonna see if I can lift this up and show you. Meat for throwing on a taco salad. Sometimes I'll take this meat, roll them up and make little taquitos. Nachos. We'll do nachos sometimes. So you can see that meat is all shredded up. So the pork, the chicken, it works great both ways. And like I said, this would feed my family for dinner, and then we would have leftovers a lot of times. Probably what I would do tomorrow, I'm going to make wraps for my boys with the meat and some cheese. Now, to go on the side, so that was super easy for the entree. I just wanted to throw another idea at you that I think makes getting in your vegetables so much easier. So when you come home from the grocery store with your produce, I hear from people all the time. Like, I buy vegetables and I put them in the drawer and I leave them there until they're rotten, and then I throw them away. I never think to use them, because I think what happens is, you need something to eat quickly. You're making a quick lunch or you're running out the door. You're not likely to wash the vegetables and cut them up and eat them. So have that much already done. So when you get home from the grocery store, buy a pint of cherry tomatoes, rinse them, let them sit and dry a little bit, throw them in a veggie bowl. Baby carrots, throw them in a veggie bowl. I should have got out English cucumbers, wash it, slice it up. Bell peppers, our most popular vegetable in my house. My kids really like them. And I use this veggie bowl to pack their lunches. So, or if they pack their lunches, they can just grab this bowl and it's right there. There's no way anybody else in my family would cut vegetables. But if I cut them and I put them in a bowl and I set it out, everybody eats them. So it works on myself as well. So then when we have something like the tacos that we did in the slow cooker, for dinner tonight, when we're making our tacos, I would open this bowl and you eat it on the side, or I'll take the peppers and throw them in my taco. We'll cut up some of those cherry tomatoes, throw them in the taco, slice an avocado. So you've got veggies to go right along with it as well. The other nice thing, I think, those salad bags that you can buy that are, mixes of greens and cabbage and stuff like that, those bags, using those, and then you can take veggies from this bowl too to add to your salad and make it a little bit more interesting. So having this done, I promise you will eat a lot more vegetables. You could grab some hummus and have that for a snack. Um, I love to slice cucumbers really thin and put them on my sandwiches with a little spinach too. You have to make the healthy foods as convenient as the not healthy foods. And by taking literally, how long did that take me to cut that pepper? The other stuff took me another 3 minutes to put in there. So having that work done up front takes off so much stress later because the healthy food is ready to go. So any little tips and tricks that you can use, take 5 minutes here, take 10 minutes there when you get home from the grocery store. As you're unloading things, can you take a couple extra minutes to prep it in a way that makes your week a lot less stressful? So I hope you find this helpful. We're going to post the recipe as well, in case you didn't get all those proportions, but please keep in mind you can customize to your own flavor. And I hope this helps keep some healthy, stress-free meals on the table. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.